Hey everyone, it's Sunflower Spirit here, and I'm here to do another collective reading. This is on the new moon in Gemini, which is, I believe, today. I believe it's today. It's either today or tomorrow, but I am like not good with time recently. So, this new moon in Gemini is all about new beginnings with communication. So, just making sure that you're paying attention to your communication, your thoughts. Um, so let's take a look and see what the energy is. I'm going to pull from the Psychic Tarot first. So we're just going to get a good idea of what the energy is for everyone, just kind of like a base for a storyline here. So what is the energy for everyone for this new moon in Gemini, please? What is the energy? We have material harvest. So really, something's going well with your material world. It could be work, it could be school, it could be just financial in general. And you're really like self-sufficient. You're really into like with your higher self and receiving like a lot of good tangible things, gifts, from the universe now. So what else do we have for everyone, please? We have fertility. So again, this is going to be like Venusian energy. So this is like the female energy of like love, and it's also again another like a really abundant energy. I have earth signs here. I have Taurus and Libra specifically here. And then I do actually have Virgo as well. So this is going to be like Earth of Mercury of Earth energy. So again, Mercury rules communication. So we have, you're really just kind of, I'm just seeing somebody's really like in their own power, really feeling grounded and stable, feeling a sense of security um, in your life. And we have heart chakra energy here with this. So we have, really opening your heart chakra. And I also have crown chakra energy. So really opening the energy of love to the divine is really kind of what I'm getting. What else for everyone for this new moon in Gemini? We have patience. So spirituality, also kind of like a sense of balance. You're feeling very balanced. There's something where your physical world life and material things are, pertaining, they're relating to your spiritual side. We have the waiting game on the back. So I do have this is going to be like maybe there's something that you're like you are stable and you are feeling stable, but there's something that's still kind of maybe like up in the air. It could be like with your spirituality. I feel like it has to do with something that you've um maybe tried to set in motion, maybe something that you're trying to manifest. But you're giving it time. It's almost like, do you see how this hourglass has like a tree in it and the roots are at the bottom and the tree is at the top. So you've kind of planted the seed and now you're kind of waiting for to see the fruits of your labor. Like you're giving it water and sunlight, you're giving the seed water and sunlight, and you've been like cultivating it essentially, but you haven't really, you're still kind of like waiting for something. And so they're saying in divine timing with the patience here. I also have Sagittarius or Jupiter energy, so there's like a lot of opportunity. I feel like there's opportunity for love here. I feel like there's opportunity for your physical world to kind of merge with your spiritual world, and then that would be like your emotional, kind of some of your emotional stuff. So a lot of stability, feeling pretty grounded, feeling I do feel like you are kind of waiting, but it's more like you've already kind of set something in motion and it's just sort of like this divine timing. It's kind of more of like a luckier energy, and I feel like you're really getting in tune with your higher self or with God or whatever it is, whoever it is that you believe in. That's kind of what's happening. So that's kind of the energy here. Let's take some tarot and see if anything else comes out. So I'm going to take my stained glass tarot. And let's just see if there's anything else um, that comes out for this new moon in Gemini for everybody. So I really get a sense of like self-sufficiency in life, with work, with school, with whatever it is that you're working on, your creativity projects, stuff like that. But let's see what else we have. What do we have for the collective? What is this new moon in Gemini energy bringing in for everybody? New moon in Gemini for the collective, please. We have the Three of Cups. So celebration, spending time with friends and family, um, really enjoying the moment, enjoying time with other people, self-care activities, celebrating things. I know there's like a lot of like graduations and that kind of stuff going on, so that could be part of that. Um, oh my gosh. What else do we have? Sorry, it's like sending me like 10 cards at a time. That's too overwhelming. Um, what else do we have for everybody for this new moon in Gemini, please? We have Queen of Pentacles. So again, a sense of stability, a sense of being grounded. We have death, so there's some sort of like transformation happening, like an emotional transformation, really deep emotional. But you are grounded, you are feeling pretty good. I'm seeing with the Three of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles there. Queen of Pentacles could be an earth sign, it could be you, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or somebody in your energy. Then I also have Scorpio energy. Um, here with the death card. What else do we have for everybody? We have the Six of Pentacles. So needing to kind of have a give and take reciprocity energy. Um, yeah, I feel like there's like somebody's going through like a really big transformation that requires, a sense of like self-nurturing, a sense of kind of this sort of patient energy, like waiting for something, but it also requires you not to like take things too seriously and also try to kind of balance the energy out. Like, um, make sure that like what you're giving to people is what you're receiving back. Try for the, as much as you can. It's not going to be perfect, but and then just making sure you're giving yourself a lot of self-care. I do see somebody here who is more of like a nurturer, somebody who takes care of everything else and everybody else, but just make sure that you're taking care of yourself also, and doing the things that give you joy, like we see with that Three of Cups. So what else do we have for everybody here? We have the Four of Swords. Yeah, again with like the self-care energy, make sure that you are taking time to rest. Um, and giving yourself, what you need. This could also be like talking with friends, maybe talking things out. Again, communication with friends, that's going to be that Gemini energy, communication with friends, communication in celebration with people, having fun, just basically like having fun, but not like overdoing it, like making sure that you're taking care of your needs first. We have the Five of Cups. Um, so there's like some sort of disappointment. You're feeling disappointed. There's some sort of loss energy, maybe like grief. I think it might have to do with this like huge transformation because you're recognizing that you need to release something, but you don't, maybe you're not seeing the benefits of releasing it. And the benefit is ultimately this transformation. Um, and this is like a huge, like, emotional transformation. Um, let's see what else. We have the Three of Swords. So there's some sort of loss and heartbreak, some sort of loss and heartbreak, disappointment. So I feel like this transformation is bringing in some sort of harsh truth that's going to lead to kind of like this um shame, pain, anger kind of energy, and then you're going to feel kind of sad or depressed. But it's really just because you're having to release something. It's part of the process of growing. You're having to release something so that something better, something else can come in. Um and so this is like a really deep process. Um I feel like they're saying to rely on your self-care, rely on your friends. I also think that like you need to have really good boundaries because there's some sort of energy here where um things need to be balanced out as far as like give and take. There needs to be a balance of like um communication as well. But I do think that like you need to rely on your inner wisdom for these boundaries and really make sure that you're having good strong boundaries. You're going through some sort of transformation that is um it's a little bit harder of an energy. Like it's going to be hard, but I see you like kind of getting through it. They're just saying that you need to really kind of pay attention to nurturing yourself and nurturing those emotions when you feel these like five of cups emotions or the three of swords emotions. Um they're saying like to kind of transmute that energy. So this pain, this anger, this rage, this loss, whatever this is, they want you to transmute it. They want you to release it so that you could get the relief from it. We have the 10 of Pentacles on the back. So I do feel like there is a lot of abundance to be had. There's a lot of physical world stability here. And so it's just getting through some of these emotions and then, your thoughts and your emotions are connected. So part of getting through the emotions is really like trying to discern which thoughts are true, And so the way that you could do that is you could just ask yourself, every time you have a thought, especially if it's a painful thought, is that true? And then you have to be honest with yourself, you have to really check in and be like for example, I'll give you an example. So for the 5 of Cups, this could be feeling depressed. And so you could be feeling, maybe you internalize that and you feel a lot of shame and you feel like you're a bad person or you feel like you messed up or something. And so you would ask yourself, you'd be like, am I a bad person? And then you'd, look at the facts. You'd be like, um, well, like what would make a bad person? Like, do I embody those traits? Maybe there's something that you've done that you're not proud of. And so maybe that's all it is. It's not that you're a bad person. Maybe you just made a mistake because we're all human and we make mistakes. And so maybe you've done something that you're not proud of, but how can you learn to like forgive yourself? How can you? And so you need to use this inner wisdom to go in and be ethical to yourself with this 6 of Pentacles here. Um, so that you can have this overall abundance. It's sort of like learning how to kind of balance out this energy. Um, let's go ahead. This is a pretty clear picture for me. I want to get a little bit more though to see if there's anything else, that we can discern from this reading that will be helpful for you. Because it sounds like you're needing to get your thoughts and your emotions on the same page, and Mercurial energy will do that. Um, you might find that you're in your head a lot, and just because you have a thought doesn't mean that it's true. So that's part of this inner wisdom. And so that's why I'm saying, really take a look at those thoughts and ask yourself, is this a true thought? Because not all of our brain thoughts are nice to us, and not all of our brain thoughts are true. Um, so I'm going to take my Sunflower Tarot and we will see if we can get more information. Show me more about this 3 of Cups for everyone, please. What is this 3 of Cups? We have 7 of Cups. Yeah, so they're saying there's a lot of possibilities. They want you to enjoy the moment, but they're also saying that you have a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of options here. Um, so don't allow your thoughts to kind of like trick you into thinking that you're stuck. What's this Queen of Pentacles energy for everyone? We have Queen of Cups. So this is what I was kind of saying too. Whenever I get 2 queens, that means there's some sort of like inner battle within yourself. Unless these are people you know, you could be an earth sign or a water sign. But really the energy that I'm getting here with these two queens is that you have some sort of tension between your tangible world and your emotional world. So that's what I'm saying, where, your emotions are going to be tied to everything. And so you are this nurturer. You need to provide it to yourself. Queen of Cups is all about self-care too, and like self-love. So just making sure that you're giving yourself that self-love, not taking things too seriously, as we've kind of seen before. What is this death card here for, please? Show me more about this death. Whoa. We got the Queen of Swords again. So we've got the Queen of Swords twice. So I do feel like this is communication. This is also like internal communication, because the queens would represent, excuse me. Oh my goodness. Sorry. The queens would represent more of that internal communication. Um, and the kings would be more of that external. So these are like your thoughts. These are like the thoughts. So something needs to change within your thoughts, because this is an emotional change. Remember, it's Scorpio energy. It's like that deep, dark, it's Uranus energy. So that's going to be like this deep, dark kind of, or no, it's Pluto. I think it's Pluto energy. I can't remember. I think it's Pluto. But Queen of Swords is going to be with this, it's like really using that inner wisdom, that inner guidance. Like, are these thoughts helping me? You might be having some thoughts that are like, ooh, those aren't very net. Why are you having these thoughts? And they might be, so that's why I'm saying question it. These thoughts might be like creating some of this like Five of Cups energy. We have the Ace of Cups, so there's opportunity. Yeah, there's opportunity for emotional fulfillment, but really need to pay attention to that self-care. Enjoy the moment. You need to be present in the moment. Pay attention to the self-care. Um, Pay attention to like what it is that you're nurturing. Are you nurturing the things that you want to nurture? Are you nurturing the things that fulfill you? If the answer is no, I would say, that's where you kind of need to make some changes. With the death card, we have, yeah, look, we have judgment on the back. And so judgment's going to be like assessing the past. It's going to be kind of like, do you want to do things the same way that you've always done? I mean, that's cool if you do, but most people, when these opportunities for change occur, it's kind of like, well, that really hasn't been working out. So maybe there's something else. Maybe I should get out of my comfort zone. Let's see what this Six of Pentacles is all about. What is this Six of Pentacles all about? King of Pentacles. So now we have the King and Queen of Pentacles. So really balancing out the masculine and feminine energy within yourself. I also, like I said, there is some sort of energy here where you need to kind of find a balance with this Six of Pentacles. You are stable. You do have a lot of stability, but you're needing to really focus on how you can like balance it out so that like you're not having communication or relationships or connections with other people where it just feels kind of lopsided. Like, and so that's why they're saying you need to kind of like tune in with that self-care. Remember we saw that Venusian energy at the beginning? That's kind of like tuning in, getting that self-care. What is it that you need in the moment? Focus on needs in the moment, not approval of others, right? And so figure out what it is that you need to get, to feel this stability, to get this, Ace of Cups energy out of this transformation, because there's a huge opportunity here for you got to use your discernment and really question those thoughts, right? And there's an opportunity for stability with this Ace of Cups fulfillment, like emotional fulfillment. What is this Four of Swords energy for everyone? We have the Ten of Wands and the Three of Coins. Yeah. So they're saying to really take time to rest, because something has been a burden for you. You've been burned out, you've been stressed out, you've been stressed out because you've been trying to build something with somebody else. That's what the Three of Coins is. And so they're saying you need to kind of like take a break from that energy with the Four of Swords. And so that's why they're saying enjoy the moment. There's a lot of opportunities here. You don't have to just continue to pick up these sticks, you know. I know that you're looking to build with somebody else, that you're looking to kind of like create something with somebody, but they're saying that like there's opportunity for that. The opportunity comes when you learn how to take care of yourself first, right? So, what is this Five of Cups energy here, please? What is this Five of Cups? We have the Ace of Coins. Again, we have like a divine timing card. You can kind of see there's, this hand is holding this sort of clock looking thing. So I'm getting a sense of like divine timing. There is an opportunity for a new beginning. Um, you're kind of in your feelings right now and needing to balance out your stability with your emotions, so that you have this tangible opportunity. Look, we have a tangible opportunity that's also an emotional opportunity. That's awesome. What is this Three of Swords energy? We have the Tower and the Moon. Man, so there's some sort of harsh truth. I feel like something's being shaken up in your life right now to get an epiphany. The reason things get shaken up in your life in a spiritual sense is so that you have an opportunity to get a different perspective. That's all it's about. When you are feeling this heartbreak, this pain, this shame, this rage, this anger, there's something deep within you that is trying to get to the surface, and it's sort of like a message. It's like an emotional message where you are being called to kind of look at things in a different perspective. And so we're seeing this change, this Scorpio change, this death change here. This is all about you transforming something with your emotions. There's something very deep, something that goes below the surface. This is like your intuition. This is your subconscious, something that goes below the surface, and you're being called to take action, um, to choose a path. You're really trying to choose this path to get to this emotional fulfillment, but you need to have this inner wisdom to do it because you are going through, we have another Scorpio card here. This is also Mars in Scorpio, so it's like taking action with that deep darkness, pulling from it, and taking direction with it with the moon here. Um, that's like very deep, powerful energy. What is this Queen of Swords energy here? Show me what this Queen of Swords energy is. Ace of Wands. So we have three aces. Yeah. So there's an opportunity for the energy to go in a new direction. A new opportunity for something that's passionate, something that fulfills you, something that's tangible. It's going to take a little bit of time. Um, and it's, something where you need to rely on your inner wisdom. You need to balance yourself out. You have some sort of choice here. It's like an emotional choice. And I feel like this emotional choice is either going to keep you stuck in like previous cycles or previous things. And so you're going to feel this disappointment. You're going to feel this pain. I mean, you're gonna feel probably the pain anyway, but I feel like it's gonna be a lot shorter if you just lean into this change, if you lean into whatever this is. We have the Five of Swords on the back, which tells me that, like, you're not sure about this. You're conflicted in your mind. This is gonna be that Gemini energy where you're conflicted. You don't know which way to go. You don't know how to deal with your abundance, but I'm telling you, it's pretty clear cut. Yeah, it's painful, but I have three aces here. And I have, all of these energies that are showing me that um, you have this internal process going on with these queens. That's sort of like internal emotions, internal thoughts. And then you have this um, external energy with this king of coins here, which is like taking action in the physical world to support yourself physically. And so you are supported. And I do see kind of like this harmony of this Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles energy with these two here. And so that's kind of like balancing those out. And yeah, this might take a little bit of time, but ultimately you're going to get this new perspective if you haven't already. There's this new perspective coming in that's really about like you starting a new cycle, which is what new moons are about. You starting a new cycle with your emotions, with your physical world stability, with your security, and with your energy, with your passion, with your inspiration, motivation, those types of things. And it's ending up in this abundance. You're in your head. Why? Because it hurts, because you're like, how can this? Yeah. And maybe you have energies around you that are, not necessarily for you. So that's why I'm saying, we got the Queen of Swords twice, which is telling me that you really need to rely on that inner wisdom. You know what we call inner wisdom? We call that intuition. So you need to rely on your intuition for this. Um, Man, that's it's somebody's going through it, but it's almost completed here. So let's take some advice for you guys. I know that was like a deep message. That's how my readings go, people. Um, so let's take some advice and see if there's anything else that comes out that can be helpful. I'm gonna take my animal oracle deck. And we'll just see, like, what is the advice for everyone for this new moon in Gemini? I do see somebody's going through like some sort of emotional transformation, super deep transformation, super profound transformation. You're supposed to gain a new perspective. That's kind of what the point of this whole thing is to gain a new perspective and to learn how to really pay attention to your intuition. Um, and those subconscious, maybe hits you're getting. Subconscious can be like dreams, they can be daydreams, they can be channeled messages, they can be seeing synchronicities. So, and then relying on your intuition, relying on that inner wisdom. So, what is the advice for everybody? What is the advice? We have Wombat Spirit be at home, 68. So, yeah, there's definitely a struggle because this will break down to a 5. Um, But also they're saying, like, be at home, so be comfortable with yourself. They're also saying enjoy the moment, which we've seen before, and really, empower yourself. Like, use this experience to really empower yourself. How can you use it to empower yourself? That's kind of what, like, transmutation of energy is all about. Like, it's really about empowering yourself and those around you. So how can you use the energy for yourself instead of, like, acting like you're the victim of it or something like that? What else do we have for everybody? We have wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings. Yeah, and so this is going to break down to a 1 or a 10. So I do see us, completing a cycle. There's some sort of cycle that needs to be completed. It has to deal with how you perceive yourself. It has to deal with your how secure you feel in yourself. Um and and how you kind of navigate through that. Like, what action do you take for this? It's gonna sting a little, but it's not gonna be forever. It's a temporary kind of sting, and it's gonna be, it'll hurt for a minute, but it's not going to last forever, you know? What else do we have? We have Owl Spirit 43, which is a 7. So this is like a really deeply personal, individualized process for somebody. You see clearly now. Yeah, and so this is all about gaining your intuition again. So this is about, listening to that inner voice, listening to that intuition, that inner wisdom, guiding yourself through this. And, it is a little bit of a struggle, but you are like completing one cycle and starting another cycle. And sometimes, at the end of the cycle, you do get that little sting, but it's kind of like the sting that propels you forward. And then on the back, we have Skunk Spirit, Know Your Worth. So again, they're like really reiterating, be true to yourself, like give yourself the self-care that you need. We have a 9 here. So that's going to be, again, near completion of a cycle. And it's also going to be like it's part of like your crown chakra, so that's going to be between you and your higher self. The 7 and the 9 is going to be between you and your higher self, between you and God, between you and the universe. Um, and so you really need to be, rely on that self-worth, that self-confidence, that self-efficacy that you can get through this. Even though it's going to hurt a little, but you're going to get through it. You've gotten through worse because if you're on this planet at all, you've definitely gotten through worse. This is like nothing, right? You have a good track record. You've made it this far, so you can make it even a little bit farther. So, that was a really deep message. I wasn't expecting that for this new moon in Gemini, but I hope it resonated. I hope you guys have a great new moon in Gemini, and thank you guys so much for stopping by today.